Swagger, what are you doing?
Swagger with another distraction, but
That might have been costly.
perhaps this time the plan has backfired with Ziggler. We don't know. Kicks him in the knees, sends him down.
Ziggler reversing. Look at Saban just continuing to fight.
I'll give credit to Saban. He is a fighter. But, again, this might be a little too much for him. We don't know. Wait, whoa!
Oh, looks like
Saban of Dolph Ziggler.
Looks like Saban had his eyes on Spiker for just a second. Oh, wait a minute. He's still coming back.
And what a power slam from Dolph Ziggler. This might be the end of it for Chris Saban.
And Saban gets hit with the zigzag.
Zigzag from Dolph Ziggler drags him to the middle. I think this one's over.
Wait
a minute!
What is he doing?
The most electrifying move! What is this? Dolph Ziggler!
With the zig elbow!
Dolph Ziggler with another disrespectful slap to the Rock! Here's the cover! And what a victory for Dolph Ziggler, but what a statement with that end.
With the zig elbow, similar shades of a people's elbow.
I mean, Dolph Ziggler and Jack Swagger just continuing to get inside the mind of the Brahma Bull. And, you know, I'm really liking what I'm seeing here.
Well, until Ziggler beats The Rock, there's nothing he really can brag about. You know, The Rock is going to seek vengeance. Time will tell.
Maybe someday The Rock will join that list. Dolph Ziggler of people who have actually beaten Dolph Ziggler. Until then, these two men have something to celebrate about. Dolph Ziggler with a huge victory over Chris Saban. You know, I think that the future is bright for these two.
Oh, yes, it is. The whole Smackdown roster's got to be on notice.
We're looking at the future of Smackdown right here.
The two as a whole, former members of that dreaded Team Angle, that seem to gain friendship over time. And SmackDown's got to be put on notice. Anyway, the road to Last Resort continues. We've already had an explosive world title match set. Fatal 4-way. Danny Jackpot defends against CM Punk, Edge, and the winner of Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle in the main event.
I mean, Bret Hart, you know, he made his intentions clear and you know, explosive right off the bat. You know, I mean, he's just gotten this job as general manager, and he's already making big moves. So, I mean, this is just getting crazier by the minute.
It is. Anyway, the SmackDown continues. What's going to happen next? Anything can happen on the show that's changing Friday nights, and it looks like it's time for another American Dragon Invitational.
I mean, come on. You know, look, everybody out there has been talking about how great this guy is. But let's go over everything that he's done since his return. In his debut match, he lost to Oshujex. Not a surprise. And then, last week, he fought the only man smaller than him on the entire roster, Rey Mysterio, and then celebrated it like that mattered.
And here comes Santino Marella, the former television champion.
And Santino Marella coming out here to accept the challenge. And I think that there's one person that's a bigger goofball in WWF than Daniel Bryan, it's got to be Santino Marella. I mean, this guy...
What do you mean? What do you mean? He's a former television champion. He's won more gold than Bryan has.
I mean, maybe you got a point there, but I mean, this guy, you know, he needs to stand for something. Now he's all about, you know, entertaining the fans. You know, and then he walks around with that goofy sock in his singlet. I don't know what his deal is. The guy confuses me.
I think the Dragon is going to meet a Cobra here tonight, and things are going to get ugly.
Oh, come on. What is this? Wrestling rings are not for handshaking. They're for wrestling. They're for fighting. If you want to shake somebody's hand, then run for president.
Well, a handshake did cost Dolph Ziggler a while back.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Handshakes are not for professional wrestling. Right now, this is a very slow chain grappling process.
Santino with a headbutt. Look at Santino. You know, I'm rooting for Santino here.
You know,
you just hand out the technical ability of Daniel Bryan. Santino's got to watch out for that label lock.
You know, I got to be honest with you. I really don't care who wins, but I got to agree with you. Santino's the one guy that perhaps is less irritating in my eyes. And right now, he seems to be in control. Of course, that can change in a blink of an eye.
Bryan with the European uppercut. Bryan going for a backbreaker. Looks like he's trying to target the back. And shin kick to the back.
Shin kick, what a surprise.
Anyway.
Irish whip by Daniel Bryan.
Jumps over. Oh, Santino!
Oh, wow! Santino caught him off guard with that bulldog. Now an uppercut.
It looks like Santino's trying to chain wrestle with Daniel Bryan. Is that a wise strategy?
You know, if the guy can do one thing right, it's amateur wrestling. I mean, the guy looks like an amateur wrestler, you know, which is not a compliment. So I think Santino needs to stick with what he can do, which is, I don't know, acting like a goofball and then, you know, try to go for the Cobra or something.
He almost had you beat one time and then decided to taunt and play to the crowd the whole time. Something Dolph Ziggler did, have Lashing Back, which is not very smart.
I mean, the difference is, you know, when Santino was in the ring with me, he was with a fighter. Now he's in the ring with, you know, somebody who looks like he got picked on in high school.
And Santino just continuing to work on Bryan here with some stumps to the back.
I mean, Daniel Bryan should be used to being beat up. So, I mean, this is his bread and butter, which he doesn't eat butter because he's a vegan.
2 kick out.
2 count by Santino. But Santino continuing to fight.
I gotta tell you though, you've had some tremendous amount of beef with Bryan over the years. I mean, whenever you made your mark here on Smackdown, your first target was literally Daniel Bryan.
I mean, with reason. I mean, this guy looks like... I mean, this guy might as well come out to the ring with a kick me sign on his back. I mean, this guy looks like he wants to be picked on and beaten up. I mean, I don't try to bully people because I know the feeling, but this guy wants to be bullied just by his appearance.
I'm not so sure about that.
There's a nice gut punch by Santino, and wait a minute.
Look at Santino! Saluting the headbutt. And Santino, take his time.
He thought about it, went for the cover, but unfortunately Daniel Bryan had the rope.
Sam's trying to get behind Santino here.
Well, he's Fane's getting something right for once. But Daniel Bryan, I mean, this is moving really slow. And now Daniel Bryan, no surprise, working with those shin kicks. Has Santino in the turnbuckle.
Oh, that was very stiff right there.
Now sending him to the other side of the corner, other side of the ring. Daniel Bryan took a long time to come up with something.
Well, Santino's been working on the whole match.
And now more shin kicks from Daniel Bryan.
Santino reversing. And Bryan flipping over. What's he thinking here? Santino, right, ducks on the clothesline. Bryan! And that's got to be vintage Daniel Bryan.
Now Daniel Bryan working on the shoulder of Santino.
Looking to soften up for that label lock. What's he thinking here? It's the time for the label lock.
I think it's time for submission wrestling. The only thing that Daniel Bryan knows. No, kick to the head.
This has got to be it. 1, 2, and Santino continue with the heart kicking out.
Santino does appear to be a fighter. You know, I gave him less credit than I should have. You know, he's starting to earn my respect in a sense. And now Daniel Bryan, more shin kicks. Irish running to the ropes. Wait, Santino!
Nice hip toss. Wait, oh my, it's time. Santino's setting him up. It's a time to hit for Cobra time.
And here it is. The Cobra getting locked and loaded. Santino getting ready. Daniel Bryan doesn't see it coming. Wait, what the? What is this?
Bryan called him.
Are you kidding me?
The bell lock locked in, and Santino had no choice but to tap out.
Well, Daniel Bryan wins, but much like last week, you know, it doesn't. I don't think it really means anything. I mean, I think everybody in WEDF at one point or another has beaten Santino Marella, so this really wasn't much of a challenge, if you ask me.
The fact of the matter is that he won the match.
I mean, let him get in the ring with a real challenger and see how well his submission wrestling and shit kicks. How far they take it.
With this 1 week here, just 2 weeks here, I mean, he did beat Rey Mysterio, former world champion. He beat Santino, former television champion, just continue to rise the ranks though, but he's got to find, the question is who's going to step up to the plate next?
All I'm going to say is he's lucky I'm on the Raw roster. That's all I'm going to say. Look at him. He's acting like he just won the biggest match of his career. That's probably true at this point. What a nerd.
Huge victory here for Daniel Bryan. Look at Bryan here.
What are you doing?
Looks like he's trying to show some respect to Santino. For a good match here.
You know, this is why you don't... Handshaking is for politicians. If Daniel Bryan wants to shake somebody's hand, run for city council. Go back to Washington and run for governor. I don't know.
When Bryan victorious, he feels like he just wants to show the respect to his performers. And our next CPV is coming up next. Last Resort 3, we already have a huge match in store. A Fatal 4-Way. I gotta ask you, what's with the character change here?
Look, you know, I just gotta be honest with
the whole Bryan thing, because I understand that.
I mean, I just gotta be honest with you here. You know, I've been holding a lot back. Things have been changing lately, and I mean, I'll explain that more in due time. But you know, I just, you know, I'm finally being me. You know, which of course, you know, I mean, I dolled it up a little bit. You know, this ain't quite me, but you know, I'm not putting on one of those stupid jackets. I'm not gonna go to Just for Men just like you guys did, and or the Men's Warehouse. And get one of those goofy looking blazers. All right, I'm gonna do me, but you know, I think it's time for me to just be me for once. So, you know, a lot of people aren't handled for it. I know that, but that's what's gonna happen.
So. Here comes Alberto Del Rio, who cost Kurt Angle the World Heavyweight Championship, and I gotta say, Del Rio has the most heat he's ever gotten. Listen to the boos this man is receiving here.
You know, and for the first time, those boos are not coming from me. I gotta be honest with you here. You know, I can't explain to you why Alberto Del Rio got involved with the world title match at Lashing Back. But the one thing I will say, the one thing that I want to defend is a lot of people have been saying that, and even the guys at the commentary booth during the show had said this, but people are asking, you know, was Danny involved in this? Did Danny pay him off? You know, there's no reason to believe that Alberto Del Rio and Danny Jackpot are in any way working together. So you can't blame Danny for what this man did. On the other hand, you know, I don't think, you know, he was trying to get himself noticed. You know, this man has been trying for so long to get a reaction out of these people, and he's finally doing it, and I gotta respect him for it.
See, Del Rio, he wanted to be on the card. Teddy Long said, "Nah, player, the match card was full," and Del Rio pitched a fit. He was trying to make an impact. That impact was taking out Kurt Angle.
That's right. There's no reason why he should. Whoa! What is he talking about?
Something Kurt Angle preached about Danny Jackpot last year.